My dear ladies and gentlemen, British pound is going down. It reached another lowest level. Ladies and gentlemen, the British pound is losing step by step. Please look at this chart. This is chart British pound against Swiss franc, and British pound reached its lowest level since a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, British pound is losing so strongly that you don't understand what is happening. Please look at this. 1.02 for British pound paid in francs. So that means British pound has lost to 1.02 Swiss franc per 1 pound. That means the British pound lost from 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 to Swiss franc in just over 50 years. Please look at this. This is 50 years chart. That was 1 minute chart. And on this chart, we can see clearly what is happening to the British pound. Sooner or later, probably just before April or a little bit after April, after the government will rise, after the pay rise, the minimum wage pay rise and minimum pension pay rise by 4 to 5%, even those lowest minimal pensions for younger people will rise by 8%, then this will be the turning point, and this will be this anchor that will push the British pound below 1 Swiss franc, ladies and gentlemen. But actually we are now below 1 Swiss franc, as just a few days ago, ladies and gentlemen, it happened. My dear, please look at this. What happened? This is 1 minute chart. This is 1 minute chart. This is 30 minutes chart. This is a candlestick chart, and this represents everything what I've been talking about for last 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. 1.02 on 2nd March of 2026. That means in the European Union, in Europe, and in Switzerland, you would get only 99 Swiss francs for each 100 pounds. Okay, so 100 quid is not anymore 100 or 102 Swiss francs. It is not 700 Swiss francs like 50 years ago. It is not 600, 500, 400 like few years ago. It is not 300 Swiss francs. It is not 200 Swiss francs, ladies and gentlemen. It is even not 150 quids. This is, ladies and gentlemen, now officially 99 Swiss francs for 100 British pounds. And well, what will happen? In the region of April, before April, after April, the quantity of money will probably rise in the United Kingdom as they will raise this interest rate. Well, I'm sorry, this minimum wage and state pension by 4 to 5%, and then it will lower the value, the worth of the pound by 2, 3, 4%. So from this point, we've got this point here on 2nd March, and just 2% from here, ladies and gentlemen, it is over below 1 Swiss franc. Well, what will happen in the foreseeable future, ladies and gentlemen? We know now for sure that the British cousin, Canadian dollar, New Zealand dollar, those cousins, Australian dollar, already is below 1 Swiss franc. How much it is? Ladies and gentlemen, it is only in region of 0.5. 0.5. Ladies and gentlemen, so actually to buy 1 Swiss franc, you must buy around 2 New Zealand dollars, 2 Canadian dollars, 2 Australian dollars. Actually, this New Zealander dollar is the weakest, then weaker than Canadian is Australian, and the strongest is Canadian. So the weakest the currency, you must give more for Swiss franc. And so today, to buy 1 Swiss franc paying in Australian dollars, it is around 2 Australian dollars. Okay, now it is 1-to-1. Swiss franc to British pound is 1-to-1. Sooner or later, if nothing will happen, if the mathematical formula will carry on and M3 will rise as it's been for last 50 years, nothing more can happen like British pound below 1 Swiss franc. Well, what to do in this situation? You may think, well, that it's okay, because Swiss franc, the interest rate on Swiss franc, this is a good side now for the British pound, because Swiss franc, the interest rate is 0. You will not get interest rate on Swiss franc in the bank. But in the United Kingdom, the interest rate is 3.75, and it was even higher for 4.5 for a very long time, for a very long period, during which the Swiss franc was 0, or almost 0. So you would get a lot of interest rate on British pound. That's why M3 is rising and it is growing. But it was 3%, today is around 3.5. Okay, so you will receive yearly 3 to 3.5, 4% yearly, 3% around. But the Swiss franc is rising, is getting stronger than the 3 or 4% a year. So, well, keeping money in Swiss franc will give you more if the Swiss franc will behave the same way and the British pound will behave the same way as it's been for last few decades. Ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? That means keeping the British pound in the pocket is bad. Keeping British pound in the bank is better. But keeping Swiss franc in the pocket will give you even more. Not guaranteed, of course, because you will have this guarantee in the bank. The interest rate is guaranteed. Well, but the Swiss franc rise is not guaranteed. It may happen that Swiss franc will lose, that Switzerland will collapse, that their banking system will not handle the situation, and maybe the British pound will revert its river that is going in the direction of a total collapse. But we don't know, of course, what will happen. I am not Nostradamus, but there's been one direction for last 80 years, and this direction must be reverted 180%. So everything must change in Switzerland, and everything must change in the United Kingdom to make this situation opposite. Bye bye. I hope you like this video, and please please subscribe, and please hit the bell, because YouTube actually deleted all the notifications to people, and people don't get these notifications during when I was blocked, lowered my algorithm. Thank you very much. Bye bye.